Yahoo Fantasy Baseball Week 10 action in the Tucson Toros group. We're going to take a look here at Twice as Nice taking on Bronx Bombers. This was the big blowout of the week as Twice as Nice wound up winning this one 9-1. Twice is now way atop in the standings at 67, 30, and 3 overall, while Bombers, almost opposite team here, 36, 60, and 4 after Week 10 action. Twice as Nice is still undefeated. This is the longest streak all time now after going 10 straight weeks here without having a loss. Went 9 weeks last year without a loss mid-season, so this week cracked that record. While Bronx Bombers is now 0-3 all time against Twice as Nice dating back to last season. Twice as Nice set a season high in home runs this week, or tied that with 9, but still has yet to have a home run double-digit total in that category all season. While Bombers hit season lows in stolen bases, wins, strikeouts, and had the worst whip this team's seen all year. So just a tough week for Bronx Bombers all the way across the board. On offense, Bronx Bombers took the RBI category but lost all 4 other offensive categories. There was a very tight battle in the average category, which went the way of Twice as Nice. Twice hit 286 for the week. Bronx Bombers hit 285 for the week. Doesn't get much closer than that, but the credit goes to Twice as Nice for the victory. In the pitching side, or on the pitching side, Twice as Nice managed a 5-0 sweep. The battles weren't even close in any of the categories. Twice continued to dominate on the offensive side, despite having 3 offensive players on the DL right now. 6 players hit homers, 6 players had 4 or more runs, 5 players had 3 or more RBIs. Adam Dunn was huge this week. He had 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, and averaged .455 from the plate. Rookie Mike Stanton flying under the radar with Steven Strasburg making his huge debut. But Mike Stanton this week had 4 RBIs, 4 runs, 2 stolen bases, and hit .368. So Stanton's doing really well for the Marlins. Bronx Bombers used just 8 players out of the 10 available starting slots. Has 2 players currently on the DL with no changes made. 3 players hit under 200. Rod Barajas didn't do anything but average 143 for the week for Bombers. 5 players hit a homer, though. 5 players had 5 or more RBIs, but the team managed just 1 stolen base as a whole. On the pitching side, Twice as Nice was dominant as usual. 4 players earned 6 saves, and all of them had a 0 ERA out of the bullpen, so that's fantastic. 3 wins or more. 3 wins total as a team for Twice as Nice was more than enough to knock off Bombers this week. Sore spot was Ricky Nolasco. He had an ERA of 19.29 and a whip of 4.29 this week. But Francisco Liriano did his best to cancel that out. He picked up a win, 11 strikeouts, a 1.13 ERA, and a 0.63 whip. For Bronx Bombers, no wins as a pitching staff. Rick Porcello continues to struggle. He had an ERA of 21.6. James Shields had an ERA of 27. 4 pitchers had a whip over 2. Just really not getting the job done on the pitching side this week for Bronx Bombers. Jonathan Broxton was the lone bright spot, though. He had 2 saves, a 0 ERA. The rest of the team had an ERA of 4.5 or worse. So that just kind of tells you where this team was in Week 10 action. Moving forward, though, Twice as Nice, well out in front in first place, going to be taking on last place Woodallas this week. This was one of 2 teams that beat Twice as Nice last year, so it'll be interesting to see if Woodallas can finally knock off Twice as Nice, or if Twice is going to continue this undefeated streak through Week 11. While Bronx Bombers now 14th in the standings, 6 games out of 12. Remember, top 12 make postseason play, so Bombers has got a little ways to go to try to get back into that top 12. Going to be taking on a real tough team, though, 6th place, Otis and the Drunks. So we'll see what happens heading into Week 11.